If this is what lets us stay open and keeps the cases down, then this is what we need to do.
Downtown business owners applauding a new mandate, but questioning enforcement after Mayor Joe Hogsett announces face masks are now required. Good evening, everyone. I'm Phil Sanchez. Thank you for joining us this evening. The mask requirement goes into effect 1 week from today. The mayor says that allows people time to get a mask and raise awareness for the new mandate. It applies in two different situations: indoor public space or outside and can't socially distance.
I'll be honest, I don't have sympathy for those who may argue in the coming days that this simple, science-driven policy is an unjust burden.
Wear your mask for your neighbors, for your friends, for your family.
Masks will not be required for children under the age of 2 or if you have a medical condition that prevents you from wearing a mask. The mayor says you can take your mask off in certain situations, like if you're alone in your office or eating at a restaurant. Dr. Virginia Kane says it's possible that individual people or businesses could be fined if they don't comply. Now, this is a decision that affects hundreds of thousands of people. Our team has been out getting reaction tonight. We start with News 8's Julia Dang, who talked to people in the business world. Julia.
Yeah, Phil, I talked to owners, I talked to employees, and I talked to customers, many choosing to wear face coverings without a mandate. They were largely in favor of that new requirement, even people who believe it may hurt their bottom line.
We're officially opening Monday.
Mark Weghorst is opening a new restaurant amid a global pandemic.
It's been a little crazy.
3 days before a new mask mandate kicks in countywide.
Effective July 9th.
It's going to be hard to enforce.
People can't and won't be required to cover up when they're eating in public. But restaurant staffers say they hope the mandate will be in effect when people are waiting for tables, service, and carryout.
Just going to have to get creative.
Weghorst worries the new restrictions might deter people from eating out and supporting an industry ravaged by COVID closures.
For sure, that's one of the first things that crossed my mind. I don't know how people will react. That's something I think all restaurant owners are a little worried about.
Aaron Hunter, a retail associate on the same block of Mass Ave, estimates about half of his customers are already wearing face coverings.
I feel like most people are willing to do whatever to help the next person, so hopefully it's not too bad, but I feel it'll be a little pushback.
Get that on camera! Adults throwing public tantrums over mask requirements have gone viral. Unclear how Marion County children will handle the new mandate.
It's good policy.
Public school teachers, staff, and students in grades 6 through 12 will be required to wear face coverings.
I think it's going to be a difficult task for teachers and administrators, but I know that they're up for the challenge.
IPS parent Tracy Robertson applauded the new measures, along with Mark Weghorst and Aaron Hunter.
I'm all for it.
It's not a problem for me.
To keep the numbers down and to keep the cases down, I'm all for that.
Now, I did talk to one business owner downtown who didn't agree with the mandate and believes wearing a mask should be a personal choice. She wouldn't talk on camera. She fears speaking candidly about it could lead to public backlash against her and her shop. News 8's Demi Johnson, meantime, talked to residents today. And Demi, I understand you interviewed people for and against the mandate?
Yeah, to mask or not to mask is a hot topic here in Indianapolis. We talked to people not long after Mayor Hogsett made the announcement, and opinions were all across the board. Now, some say they think a mask mandate should have been a rule from the start. They'll follow the order because they hope it moves the city and the state to stage 5 quicker. Others say they won't follow the new rule because they don't think masks help stop the spread of the virus. And they believe it'll be too hard for the city leaders to enforce the rule.
You need to keep safe, you need to keep everybody safe, and that's one way of doing it. And if you can't follow the directions, then stay at home.
No matter what, you're still breathing in the air. I mean, it's not really filtering out that much. You can't filter out the bacteria from the virus.
We heard from a few people who plan to avoid going anywhere that requires them to wear a mask. But everyone I spoke to, whether they are for or against the mandate, say the toughest part is going to be remembering to take their mask with them everywhere we go. Live in the newsroom, I'm Demi Johnson for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook.